Okay, it's time now to be joined by Patrick Mullins once again. How many times do we say this on this show? But what, another fantastic weekend. Probably start with Impaire Et Passe. How good was he in the Sky Bet?
Yeah, he was very good. He showed he stayed very well in Nice over 2-3 on heavy ground, and on the inside track at Punchestown, that course the other day. He showed a lot of speed. They didn't go overly fast, small field, and he quickened up well off the home bend. I loved how he jumped at the last. How he was so quick and nimble at the last, even though he put down. So it showed a lot of versatility to him.
Your dad's excellent record in this race. All them winners have went on to be a supreme horse. Do you see him that way?
Well, look, it's too early to say, really. But I know Michael Dagenais won that race before as well. He went the Ballymore. I wouldn't get too caught up in thinking that all the other horses went to the Supreme. I don't think Willie really thinks that way. It's what horses are ready at the time. We have so many horses to fit in here, there, and everywhere. So it's not a case of picking one horse out and saying he goes there. To me, he could run in either race. He could win either race. He has the ability and the attributes for either race. So it's too early to say. Look, we'll have to see how other horses run between now and then. And I imagine he might have another run as well. So the cards aren't all on the table yet.
Facile Vega, how's he at home?
He's in great form. I imagine he'll go to DRF, but Dave Porter's very happy.
Right, good stuff. Blood Destiny, he was good at Fairhouse making all?
He was very visually impressive. I'm not entirely sure it was a truly run race. I'd say Davey, it looked to me like everyone wanted to drop in. Paul bounced out and went a normal gallop. He said to me his biggest worry was he was wondering had he gone the wrong course, because he said he couldn't hear anyone behind him. He said they must be ignoring me. But I'd say Davy Russell's horse ran very poorly. And I'd say he's beaten from nearly halfway, but no one's wanted to go past him. And they've all got dragged out of the race, staying behind Davy. So look, Blood Destiny could do no more than he did. But he's very, very exciting. But I'm not sure I think the race was very strange he ran.
Okay, and then Tactical Move, again, another maiden hurdle winner.
Yeah, he was very impressive. He's out of his sister, a Den woman, and fine, big, strong horse. He won a bumper in Clonmel, broke down afterwards, come back with tendons. We give him lots of time, and we wouldn't have pressed any buttons on him at home. There has to be huge improvement in him, and he was so keen early on. When you see a horse being that keen after a long layoff, you expect him to blow up and get tired, and he probably did. But it wasn't a fantastic race, but his ability got him through. He did flash his tail. He did that with me in the bumper and Punchestown as well. So I suppose Denman had a bit of an attitude as well, but he had it in the right way.
Yeah.
But I don't think this fella stops. I think he's pretty honest, and it's just keeping him in one piece is going to be the big thing.
By your own standards, the depth you have in some of the novice chasers we talked about last week, these young herders coming through, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's amazing that this year, we have huge strength and depth in that novice chase department. It just seems to be a very, very strong crop. Now, a lot of them obviously are looking flashy in their beginner chases, and this our next run will tell us how good they really are when they have to meet better types of horses. But Flame Bearer did what we thought he'd do in Nice. Look, we took the hood off, we put the tongue strap back on. We changed a few things around. He dropped him a half mile in trip. And you saw, he went a real good gallop. He jumped well. He missed the last. You often see horses do that when they're that far clear, and jockeys are just trying to get from A to B. But look, he's a horse. I just think he could be as good as any of them.
Yeah. Let's talk this weekend. An Ergamine Ascot. Danger could be the elements, couldn't it? The frost on the ground.
Look, that's a worry. But there's not much we can do about that. So. Look, we're planning to go. We're planning to run. He's in great form. Imran Hadir is very happy with him. This is obviously the route we took last year. And like I said, Willie is a creature of habit. He likes to stick to what works. We got a hard race last year and we got beaten, but it didn't stop us winning in Shell. Now, perhaps the champion chase last year did fall apart, and it wasn't a particularly strong race. It was more of a grade 2, really. But yeah, I think Willie was happy to stay with what happened with the route that worked last year. If you waited for DRF and then maybe it was a bit quick in Leopardstown, you're going to Cheltenham off just the one run. So this suits, and it should be a super race with Edwardstone there too.
Absolutely, looking forward to Edwardstone back after what happened at Kempton, the reigning Queen Mother champion chasing. Obviously, your lad will make it the race. Hopefully, it will be this Saturday, the Clarence House at Ascot. Quick line, Bill Away. You're going to be in action at Thurles and at the weekend in the Hunter's Chase. He's been a right servant to you, hasn't he?
He really has. He's been around here for a long time now. You know, he's a career hunter chaser, career pointer. We bought off Tracy Gilmore, who used to look after Florida Pearl, and you know, he finally got his day in the sun last year after being second in it twice. And he starts back. Again, this is following through from last year. Usually he would have ran in the autumn in Fairy House or in Down Royal, but he got a couple of small hole-ups last year and we ended up having to go to Thurles and then to Naas. So it worked last year. We're sticking to it this year. He usually needs his first run. I'm not sure he's maybe ever won his first time out. He was unlucky one time in Fairy House, made a bad mistake the last. But yeah, we'd be just hoping he'll run well, not particularly concerned if he wins or not. And then he'll go to Naas in February and then on to Cheltenham again. So he's in great form, looks brilliant. Obviously, he's not getting any younger, but that Fox Hunters in Cheltenham is a race that favours kind of horses in double digits, funny enough.
Yeah, absolutely. You're all in great form. Patrick, great to catch up. We'll see you soon.
Great.